Morning, buddy. It's a cold Friday morning. What we're on 1.5 degrees, and we are currently 7:15 in the morning. Started at 6:15, and got my delivery notes. I'm still waiting for some steel to be processed. Now, when I say processed, I mean it comes in from the docks. It comes on a boat, believe it or not. It used to come on trains. Sorry, I'll start again. It comes in on a boat into the docks. Then from the docks it used to go onto a train, and then the train used to deliver it. Now, Barratt's has been open for 154 years, I think, and they used to have their own trains coming in here. But obviously that died a death, and so it all comes in on trucks. So when it gets off the boat, it goes onto the quayside at the ports, and then it loaded onto a trailer. And when it loads onto a trailer, that's what it looks like. There's got that there, and you can see a bit of one there. It all comes in what we call stock lengths. So they come one big bar, and what we do then is we take it off the trailer, put it onto a machine that blasts it all, cleans it all, gets all the scale off of it, all the rust off of it, cleans it up, and it goes into another machine, and that cuts it to the length that the customer requires. And it can cut it at angles, at slopes. It drills it for bolts to go through, so you can build your structure of your building. And then it comes from that machine onto the loading bed, and there's a guy there that takes it all off, stacks it all up nice and neat, and then it ends up on my trailer, and then I deliver it to the customer. So when I say processing, that's the process. I'm still waiting for some steel to be processed. They've said it's going to be about 2 or 3 hours. So I think what I'm going to do is, rather than waste 2 or 3 hours, I've got another delivery on. I'll go do that one first, down in Rotherham. Come back to Bradford. 4 or 5 hours time, that should be ready. Should be the second delivery. I'll load that up, and then I'll take that. It's only in Leeds, so it's about 25 minutes away. So as long as they're open, that is, then that's good. You'll have to excuse the air. Trouble with this virus thing flying around, there's no hairdressers, is there? So people are really going to see my true colour now, and my true colours. I'm going grey. I'm only 40, but I'm going grey. Had a tough life, I guess. So that's where we are at the moment. I think that's the decision I'm going to make. I'll just run it by the manager, but I'm sure he'll be fine with it. I think they trust my decision. So, well, yeah. I hope you're well. It was good to speak to you yesterday. It's nice to put a voice to the name. It'd be nice to put a face to the name as well at some point. But yeah, get that video done for us. I'm really interested, and I've talked to a couple of drivers this morning. They listen to it as well, and I think they're going to send you some more stuff over. So, all being well, you should have your phone pinging with a couple more vids. So that's me this morning. See what the rest of the day brings. Yeah, this is a bit special for you, Chris. Got something a bit different for you now. It's not just my wagon. We've got this wagon here. This is a bit different, is this, isn't it? So this is a Merc Actros. Looks like it's a brand new. It's a Bluetech 6. Well, it's an 18 plate. And what this is doing, it's unloading liquid nitrogen into the tanks at our other depot. As you can see, that chap there feeds it in there, it goes up that tank there, and we use it for our machines, for laser cutting steel. It comes out under high pressure, it's freezing cold, and it cuts through steel like a hot knife through butter. That's just the excess coming out there. That's coming out of a release valve, is that? But as you can see, all the pipes are frosty. It's absolutely freezing cold and very noisy. But yeah, you can use it for freezing food. It's like snow that's coming off of it. We use it for freezing food, for fridges, for all sorts of things like that. So there you go, something a little bit different for you. And that's one of our old Volvo FM12s. That's a 05 plate, so that's 15 years old is that one. It's used as a shunt motor. It's not very well looked after, but there you go. Something a little bit different for you, that, eh? Oh, what a day. Whew. It's so I've been down to Rotherham. I decided this morning that I would do the plan. I didn't wait for the load. I went down to Rotherham to our depot, like you've seen already, and then they spent far too long messing about. I think I was down there for about 3.5 hours in total, which is not right cracking, to be honest. So it's put me back a little bit. I've got back to Bradford and I've had to reload, well not reload, I've had to load the next job, which is in Leeds. It's now 5 to 3. I think they shut at 3:30. It doesn't actually say, but I'm pretty certain they shut at 3:30. So I've got to get a crack on. But I'll get some footage into Leeds if you want. On the, it'll be which way shall I go? I'll go M621, drop down there, and then off at junction 4, I think, and we'll go in that way. Okay. Right, buddy. I've set the camera up to rock and roll, and this Wally here decides to park right next to the end of the lay-by, but never mind, we can deal with that. So to the right of me is the M62. I'm currently on the A650 heading towards Leeds. It's junction 28, I think. Is it 27? Junction 27, Gilderson. I'll be coming to the roundabout there. I can pick up the M621 off the roundabout. Stay there. And then we'll follow the M621 all the way down into Leeds City Centre, and I think it's junction 4, and then we'll follow the Leeds, is it inner or outer? It's either the inner or the outer ring road for about 2 miles, and we should be there. Indicate left middle lane, M621. Go. the way round to the right, and ours is the next turning. It's a designated lane anyway, we don't need to indicate, but it's good practice to indicate off roundabouts. Lets everybody know exactly what you're doing and what you intend to do. Indicating right, nice and early, make sure nothing's on the blind side, have a quick look, nothing there, allow, off you go. Bit of a downhill section, down into Leeds, we'll go, I don't know if you're into your football or not, but we'll pass Elland Road on our right hand side. I'm a Bradford City supporter, so we have a massive rivalry against Leeds United, and if I was to say the word Leeds United to my little boy, I'd let loose. He'd probably tell me to leave. Bradford City through and through, is that lad? We'll drop down here for a couple of miles, and we'll probably get up to 60, just let it go. It's a race against time, but a sensible race against time. It's 12 minutes past 3, and I think it's going to take me about 12 minutes to get there, so we're looking at about 25 past, which should just be in time to get my nose through the door. On the top of the bridge there, giving us all a wave. He's waving the opposite direction, but we'll give him some horns just to say thank you for waving. Right in front of us there, that, not the two tall buildings to the very right, but the building to the left, that's Elland Road. To do anything with the wagon this moment in time. It's got the automatic exhaust brake, which as we're going downhill it'll slow us down as it was doing now. It will not let us go over 60, which is the speed limit for this wagon down the motorway, and we'll just drop into this 50 mile an hour, so I'm going to help it a little bit now. I've just engaged the engine brake onto level 2. There are 3 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. And that's perfectly just brought us down to 50 mile an hour, which I'll set the cruise control for, and that'll see us to junction 4. The engine brake has 3 levels. The first level, it just doesn't make much difference, to be honest. Level 2, you can feel it slowing it down, and level 3, it's almost like you're pressing the foot brake yourself. It's a good feature and helps stop deterioration of the brakes. Just got to be careful of this slip road on the left. There's lots of trees there. In the summertime when there's loads of leaves, you can't see if there's anything joining. And because it's on a bend, it's only 2 lanes, it can come as quite a shock. So we're just coming up on junction 3 for Leeds Central. We'll miss this one, but then directly after There's the 300 metre marker for junction 4. At which point, when we reach the 300 metre mark, we will start the indicating for manoeuvring off the motorway. So just as we pass here, we'll start indicating off left now. 100 metre mark, and we're coming off here. And it drops down to a 40, so again, exhaust brake or engine brake just slows nice and steady down to 40. And there we go, 40. And just let it roll. You'll be surprised how far these things roll, especially when there's some weight on them. Earlier in Rotherham, I had a pedestrian step out in front of me, and other than me having an heart attack and him having an heart attack, I swerved to avoid him and we were fine. But if we had have connected, it wouldn't have ended well for him. I think it shook him up a bit, and rightfully so as well. We learn the Green Cross code, don't we? We should use it, you should know better. So we'll just stay in the outside lane here because it's just a short stretch, and when we get over this flyover we need to be in this lane anyway, so if we just hold our position, everybody can jostle around us and I don't have to worry about my blind spot, I don't have to worry about people overtaking me or trying to filter in. I'm controlling the situation, which is safer for everybody. What I'll do here is, I should really stay in the right hand lane, because when we go around this particular junction I need to be in the right hand lane, but because it's slightly uphill and there's traffic lights there, and plus because I've got quite a bit of weight on, if the traffic lights change to red like they are doing now, I will be slow to get away from the traffic lights. So it just allows cars to filter down the outside of me, which is the correct side that you should be overtaking on. If you undertake a wagon, you always run the risk of the driver not seeing you, which it doesn't end well if that's the case. Yes, drivers should be aware of what's around them, but like everything else, people just don't concentrate 100% of the time, do they? So again, we're just eliminating the risk. There we go, the lights have gone to green, I'm struggling. I've got about 18 tonne on, but I'm awfully slow to get away because of the uphill. And now that it's clear, I will filter over as I've built up a little bit of speed. And when we get to these sets of traffic lights, it's a right hand turn into the industrial estate. Indicate, check the mirrors, make sure nothing untoward is going on, and exhaust brake again. And a bit of foot brake just to finish the braking off. And again, it is a designated lane at these traffic lights. There's no real need to indicate. Car in front, van in front are not indicating, but it just makes certain that people around you know exactly what you are about to do, and it shouldn't come as a surprise. Nice bumpy right hand turn. At the roundabout, we will take a left hand turn. A little bit tight, there's some like concrete bollards on the corner there, so you shouldn't really be clipping the curb anyway, but if you do, you'll know about it. So it'll send the trailer high up into the air and potentially pop your tyre. And we are the next left here, and I'll just take up a bit of the right hand side of the road because there's usually cars parked on the corner, but not today, which is fantastic. And they're still open, the barrier's up, we're up there on the left. And the time is 15:23. Can't ask for much more than that, can you? Right, they're unloading me, which is good. Only problem I've got now is I've got a gung-ho fork truck driver who thinks he's God's gift, and he's far too overconfident, and I'm got back in my wagon out of the way because I think people like that are just keeping my eye on him because I don't like what he's doing. I think it's quite unsafe, but I've told him and he's continuing it, and he's damaging work that other people have done. So I've just got in my wagon just out of the way. If you can't tell somebody, just let them get on with it, and then if the damage out, as long as I'm in here, I'm alright. I'm out of the way, aren't I? Yeah, I like to have a rapport with the fork truck drivers or crane drivers or whoever's unloading. I like to just have a quick chat with them and I gauge what sort of person they are, what sort of attitude they have. And you know, you get a good idea of what's going to happen next. And when I first spoke to this guy, he's never unloaded me before as this guy. He seemed very confident, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you can be too confident and then you become complacent and accidents happen then. But he's done it. Fair play to the lad, he's done it, but I just thought it was quite unsafe. He could have done it in a much safer manner for everybody, including himself. But there we go. Anyway, I've got some stuff to show you now. Well, now that he's disappeared, then it's all nice and safe. We'll come outside. Oh. Do you know, it's a lovely day again, isn't it? Right, so that's my chain tray. That's where I put all my chains. Store them there, out of the way. And these are them after I've taken them off. Now there's a clever little way to tie these up. Normally drivers just throw them on there willy-nilly, and then they drag them off, and then they scratch all this like the agency driver did. But there's a clever little way. I want to see if I can balance this somehow, somewhere. Let's have a look. Yeah, that might work. Oh, back there. Ah, look at that. Perfect. Right, there's a clever little way. I'll just keep looking at the camera, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Right. So there's the end of the hook. You can see the end of the hook there. Yep. What we do is we lay it out in front of us, like that. Okay? And then we fold it back up on itself and drop it over. And then back across, back across, back across, until the chain disappears. Like that. Okay? I don't know whether you can see there. Then you pick the hook up, and you pick the loop up, like that. Put the hook through the loop, and there you go. And then these go on the chain tray. Throw them on. Now I'll do it again for you. Right out in front of you, I'll do it a bit further back this time. Fold it up on itself, drop it across and across. Keep going. Like that. Pick the chain up, pick the loop up, lift it up, hook through the loop, hook through the loop like that. And then drop it on, and it keeps them all nice and neat and tidy. And I'll tell you why that's good practice, because one time when I threw the chains on there without wrapping them up, and those Susies there, the electric lines and the air lines, got caught on a hook that was here. And as I went round a roundabout, it attached to the Susie and dragged it off, and it dropped down under the wheel, round the axle, and ripped the airbag off and the airline, and I was stuck in a roundabout for 2 hours. Caused absolute chaos in Newark, I did. And then I mentioned it to another driver, and the driver says, "Here, why don't you try this?" And he showed me that method, and that's what I've done ever since. They never come off. And they're nice and tidy, easy to lift on, easy to lift off. I was going to show you how to do the triangle, but it'll be a bit tricky. I'm going to have to figure out how I can do that a bit easy. It might be better if I didn't have the trailer on, but that'll be another time, I think. Every day's a school day. Right, mate, last video section of the day, I think. Time to park the trailer up. That's my day done. That's the yard. I'm going to pop it in there. Let's see how we do it. That space there. You still see it? There. Right, you'll have to bear with me a little bit here. I think it might be a bit shaky, but I'm going to have to lean out the window a little bit. There. Right. Better to see it in that angle now. Or maybe not. Not much in it, is there? In this game though, millimetres are inches to us drivers. Straighten it up a little bit more, give myself a little bit more room either side. It's a tight yard, is this? Lots of drivers struggle. But there we go. That's that side, and I don't know if you can see that side. There we go. Just enough room to put the legs down. And that's it. So that's it, buddy. That's it's been a long old day. It's been a tough old day as well. It's been a busy old day. It's 5:15. So I've done what? 11 hours. Which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot, but it's been that sort of work today. Oh, the sun's bright, isn't it? It's been that sort of work today where it's been mentally tough more than anything else. But that's me. I'm going to drop this trailer now, go park it up, and hurry home to my family, my wife and Jensen. My wife's called Rachel, by the way. And by what I can gather, we have corn enchiladas for tea. So I've not had anything to eat today. I've not had anything to drink today. You know, I haven't even had a chance to fill my water bottle up today, which isn't a good thing because you do need to stay hydrated. But like I said, it's just been one of them days where it's been non-stop. So we have these days, don't we? But never mind. Part and parcel of the job sometimes. So you have a good weekend. Oh, mind you. Yes, have a good weekend. I'll send you this on Saturday. Okay? Have a good one. Bye.